Right, before this video starts, I know I've got a few issues with the audio quality of it, so I do apologise. Normal normal shitty service will be resumed shortly. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do this little voiceover just explaining. So what I've got here is a foot pedal from a sewing machine. It was brought in by somebody at the repair cafe that I volunteer at. And it wasn't working. So I had a little quick look at it at the repair cafe, found out that the switch that I'm showing here now, this switch, it wasn't latching on and off, it wasn't working. So to prove that at the repair cafe, I just put a fuse in place of the switch, plug it into the sewing machine, and it worked. So then I ended up bringing the foot pedal home and then stripping everything down, stripping the switch down just to see if I could see anything. Anyway, I'll explain more in the video. So let's zoom out a bit. Right, so this is the switch here. Yeah, excuse me nails. This is my switch. So that's, as you can see, like this lever pushes down on that, and you've got your switch. So at the minute, I should have done this. So I've got my multimeter sounds continuity. So that's normally open. No, it's normally closed, I think. Yeah, so that's a normally closed state. So that's working now. Yeah, so the issue that I found inside of here was, see if I can, because I know what's in here, so I'm fine with taking it apart again. It's a bit awkward taking these apart. You've got to be very careful because these can get really fragile, these little flips. There we go. So that's just fell off, which is fine. I can put that to one side. But this other side's shut now, isn't it? Yeah. Excuse it being out of focus. Well, I'm just, there we go. Right. So yeah, that's inside a switch. So that's the top. Put that back in. Everything is so tiny in here, it's unbelievable. Get the tweezers on that. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to get that back in. Hold on a sec, we got it wrong way. Yeah, there you go. Right, so when you push down on that switch there, it breaks. Sorry about that. It breaks. Come on, don't do this to me. It breaks the contact there. And that's what you can hear, the click, is that moving down. Yeah. Now, I've done this what I found was, in these contacts here, they were dirty. There was a lot of carbon build up. I mean, it's a switch, you know. So what I did was got my, I've still got it now, get my little grinding pen. I just clean both them surfaces up. Because what were happening was, that was stuck there. So you push that down, and that was just stuck. So I managed to free that, and now it's working. So current is now going from this side to this side, and then when this bridging piece here goes down, it breaks that circuit, and then it stops the path of electric going through. Yeah, so that you're always connected. So that's a normally open, normally closed, sorry, it's very confusing. That's a normally closed switch. So yeah, so that's all I did there, was just clean them contacts up, clean that switch up, and then I put it all back together. So that's inside, that's what's inside that switch. Getting this bugger back together now. Right, what I need to do is yeah, what would be, let's get that in there first. No, come on mate. There we go, get that in there. No Mick, no. Right. Buttons come out, bloody, oh god. Right. Let's get everything back together again. Right. That bloody Humpty Dumpty. What I don't want to do is lose this. There's this little contact here. Push that in. Is that working? That's working. Now I want to get that lever in. That lever's in there. And now I'm going to put, is that the way that goes, Mick? That's the way it goes there, I think. Yeah. So line everything up. Don't disturb anything. There we go. Clips in, clips in. So that is the switch that was causing this not to work. So what I did was turn that off. Right. So what I did inside here, because I was taking a lot of measurements at the time, and I was there, and I was just messing about, and oh yeah, that needs. See, that's a little bit cut there as well. But maybe. I don't know yet. So to get into these, you got to be very careful because it returns back to its position. So there's a spring inside here. So you've just got to be mindful of a spring and things popping out. Sometimes I'll have a screw holding these bits in, but this is just a plastic press fit in. So you've just got to lever it up. Without breaking the plastic. You just got to be careful because nuts up there. Can't remember how I did it. There we go. So it's just being very careful. So that's what's inside the thing. There's your spring there. So put that in there just for safekeeping. Now, so while I was at the repair cafe, I put a fuse in. I just put a fuse over where these contacts went on the board, which is actually here. So it went through here and then underneath here as well. We'll get to that now. So this is all spring loaded, so when you push your pedal down, you're actually moving that. So the more force is on there, the higher the current, the faster the sewing machine goes, essentially. So what I need to do is, because what it does, it pushes it. You've got a tapered arm on here. You probably can't see. Yeah, you can. That tapered little lump there. That actually, when you push your pedal down, that actuates that switch, which then actuates that component there, and then delivers more power. So now you know that's how a switch, a foot pedal works. Take that bit off. Take that out. That's fine there now. Does that come out? It does come out. But right, so what I'm going to do now is undo the circuit board. Take the circuit board out. And I'll show you the other side of it and what I've done just to bodge it, just to prove that that switch wasn't working. So I've put a fuse in there, and then the sewing machine works. It only works at one. Only works on one speed. So what I'm going to do now is take that fuse out, clean the contacts up. Off. There we go. So I need to now, where's me? It's getting very warm now. I'm going to have to turn that fan off. The fan's been running now for what, 10 minutes? It's fine. So that's off. That's that done. Right, so I'm just going to now clean these off. Right, a bit of an issue there. We'll get round to that in a second. Let's get this out of the way. Perfect. Now let me get this out of the way. Perfect. Now that track, I don't know if you can see that. See if I can zoom in anymore. Oh, that's it. But that track here is lifted.
from the board, but it's still in contact with that. That's just the end of the track, that, but it goes around and does whatever it does. So clean all this up. Better get some IPA. IPA, just give that a good cleaning. Once that new switch, oh sorry, not new, once that refurbished switch is in there, it's not going anywhere. There we go. So that's cleaned up. Let me find out now where I think that switch goes. That switch goes in that direction, that orientation there. Yes, it does. So make sure that let's clean the switch contacts up as well. I think I'm going to have to get my little holder. Let's see if I can make that away. Go. See if I can do the other side. The other side's alright. I'll just go over it like wick. That's fine. Right, let's get rid of that. So, let's see if that goes through the board now. Just clean everything up. Alright, clean it. Oh, we got it 2 watts. Looks a lot better. Alright, just got a little bit build up there. Make sure that the lining up fine. Yeah, so I'm sure that come off. There's that one. perfect, mate. Absolutely perfect. Right. Solder on. Right. Solder these new. No, they're not new. Solder these pants up. So, like I said, I can't test these because I haven't got the sewing machine. What I will do, if I remember, is I will film the sewing machine working. There you go. But when I very first got this, and I was having a look at it and I was taking it apart and trying to figure out what the issue was, that switch wasn't clicking. So to me, it was that switch that was at fault. There we go. Obviously hard with that. Get this bit now, which goes. That doesn't go in there. Let me just zoom out a little bit because I'm. There we go. Like that. So I'm pretty sure that that bit goes in there. Yeah. So. Clip that over there. And then that clips in there. There we go. So that's all back together. So I'll just show now that inside here, the spring sits in that groove there. So the spring goes from here, it's tensioned around there, it comes through that groove, and then it sits on top of that. It sits in there, and then you've got a lug on top of this. There. Yeah. So before, it wasn't clicking, it was just like that. It was just doing nothing. Now, it clicks. And that'll be working absolutely perfectly now. Right, another issue that I'd like to sort out before I put it back. I don't think I'm going to be able to. So, right, I'm going to put this back. I was going to see if I can get that cable out and what have you, but I can't. Right, so that spring sits in a little I don't know what to call it, a little knob inside there. And then the spring sits inside this little recess here. And that, I'll show you again, that then slides onto there and actuates your switch. So I'm going to put the spring in there first, that in there, and then clip. As you can hear, That's now working. So that now should work. So if I remember, I'll film it. So yeah, so that's a foot pedal from, what's it called? It says electronic. And it's a speed controller. Excuse me. It's a speed controller. 240 volts. 1 amp. So yeah, it's now working perfectly. So yeah, like I say, if I remember, I'll video the working sewing machine.